Hey, how you doing? This is Paul Begley. Good evening. Good evening. I got to address this. Mark Madoff was murdered. The question is, was Mark Madoff murdered? I want to tell you something. The guy didn't hang himself. The guy loved life too much. 46 years old. He had a wife. They got a 4-year-old daughter, and his wife was in Disney World. He was at the apartment there in New York with his 2-year-old son. If you're at home with your 2-year-old son, you're not going to hang yourself and leave the boy laying there asleep. Nobody does that. If you're going to kill yourself, your wife's gone, maybe. With the daughter and with Disney, okay. But the son is somewhere. The son is at your mother's. Your son is at an aunt's. Is in daycare. You're not going to hang yourself with your 2-year-old child in the apartment. Nobody does that. We all know the story. The Ponzi scheme, the billions of dollars that people lost. His father, Bernie Madoff, of course. But you think Bernie Madoff did it all himself? Do you think Mark Madoff is innocent? Just purely doesn't have a clue? Look. Bernie's the man. He paid the price. He's the fall guy. He took it all. He's going to go to prison, stay there the rest of his life. His hopes was, though, at least his family would move on. Yeah, they was going to take a hit. Yes, they weren't maybe going to be, gazillionaires, but they're going to do okay. The problem is that they owed so many people so much money that you just don't beat people out of $60 billion and get away with it. You just don't get to. And so if you're going to murder Mark Madoff, you do it on the 2nd anniversary of the day that his father was arrested. It's a perfect crime. It looks like he killed himself. There was no note. And if you notice the text, he sent an email to his wife in Disney World. Why didn't, no phone call. Let me just read to you. This is from the Associated Press. I'm sorry. Everybody it's simple. Everybody wants to just simply say, oh, he hung himself. Well, the pressure was too much. Folks, the man loved life and loved money way too much. Loved his family. Just look, there's no way he killed himself. He was flat murdered, and you got to follow the money. Follow the people that were burned, especially the big boys. Okay, let me read to you, okay? New York. This is Associated Press, so I'll read it. Every day for 2 years, Mark Madoff carried the toxic burden of a name that meant fraud to the world. On Saturday, the eldest son of the disgraced financier, Bernie Madoff, hanged himself in his Manhattan apartment. Another casualty in the saga that sent his father to prison and swindled thousands of their life savings. It just said, it's a nice, neat little bow. Case closed. It's over. Really? On the 2nd anniversary of the day his father was arrested, in the worst investment fraud in American history, Mark Madoff, age 46, was found dead in the living room of his Soho loft. He was hanging from a black dog leash while his 2-year-old son slept nearby. Are you serious? He took a little black dog leash and hung himself? The guy is not going to do it that way. He's not going to kill himself with his son laying there asleep. This is insane. He was murdered. People close to him said he was despondent over press coverage of his father's case. Well, I'm sure he was. And the ongoing criminal investigation of the Madoff family members. And in this multi-billion-dollar scheme and the struggle to rebuild his life. You know why he was struggling? He owed people billions. The intense scrutiny approaching the anniversary became too much for him, said a person who had recent contact with him, speaking on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the case. Well, if it's this sensitive, why is Associated Press writing such a powerful... And who in the world it's over. What, did the police have they put this yellow tape, do not disturb, it's over, close the file, take the pictures, yep, that's it. Yeah, the poor guy just had a bad day. Come on, people. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not that nice and neat. Come on. I'm not going to buy it that fast. And I guarantee you there's people watching this YouTube video are you're not going to buy it either. I know you don't. You're not buying it. You're not buying it. You're not buying it. Oh, some of you might be, but most of you are not buying it. I'm asking the question, did somebody murder Mark Madoff? Is the mayhem meaningless to everyone? Is the money making us to misjudge? The intense scrutiny approaching the anniversary became too much for him, said a person, speaking on condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of the case. So Mark Madoff's wife, Stephanie, sent her stepfather to the couple's $6 million apartment after he emailed her at Disney World in Florida, where she was vacationing conveniently with her 4-year-old daughter. In the message, supposedly, he told her he loved her and that someone should check on his 2-year-old child, Nicholas. And he didn't leave a suicide note. Do you really think he... Don't you see it? They came into the apartment. They hung him. They killed him. They sent the email. They forced him to give him the email address. Sent the email. Better check on your son. And then they hung the guy from a black dog leash. They made sure they did it on the 2nd anniversary of Bernie Madoff being arrested. And they didn't leave a handwritten note because there's no... I mean, it's just too neat. It's just too nice and neat. Man, I'm shocked at the Associated Press. I can't believe the Colleen Long. I mean, I can't believe this. And Tom Hayes wrote this article. They're not even going to ask the question. It's speculated. It's allegedly that he committed suicide. It's still under investigation. I can't believe this. I'm Paul Begley. Do you really believe that? I just tell you, I don't believe it. Mark Madoff was murdered because of the money. I'm Paul Begley. Just go research it. Just go research it.